Hello, welcome to Accounting on Excel with Amaka Ifeanyi. I'm glad to have you here. I'm so glad. This is the second in the series of our Excel-based application tagged Income and Expense Tracker for Business. Income and Expense Tracker for Business. I believe you've downloaded, if you've subscribed to this uh, application, you've gotten a mail with two downloads. One is a sample copy and the other is for your business, the one you can use for your business. So to walk along in this demo video, you open the sample copy of that download so that we can walk along together. You see how to use the application when you want to use for your business, to the copy for your business, to apply it on your business, right? So before we go into this training and into this demo video, I would like to get your feedback on this application. It really do us great good. Your feedback will be of great importance to us. Please send in your feedback, and also don't forget if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, just click on the subscribe button and also click the notification button to get subsequent lessons as we roll out. Right. So without much talking, let's just go into the lesson for today. Now we have our Excel-based application, which is the income and expense tracker right here. When you open it, if it didn't bring you to this dashboard, all you need to do, let me say you are on the setup dashboard. Maybe you open your application. When you downloaded, you open it and you find yourself here. All you need to do is just to come here, click on this to take you back to the dashboard. So it's easy to navigate. These are all the navigation thumbnails that you can click to go to each of the section of this application. So first of all, we have our company name here. So when you're about to start using this for your business, you have to put in your company name here. So I'll show you how to go about that. So we have different link where we do some activity. Here we have the setup. When you click on the setup, you enter business information, just like your company name and other things relating to your business that you'll be using in working in order of the sections. So we have the sales and income section. When you click here, you enter your income income and sales, everything that pertains to your sales transaction, you enter it here. Here, which is the expense section, you enter all transactions that pertains to expenses relating to your business, expenses that is related to your business, that your business incurs. Then the final is a report. This gives us an end product of what we've been doing. And we have three reports here. We have the income report, the expense report, and profit or loss report. So we'll start with the setup. For us to go there, all you need to do is just to click here. When you click here, it brings you to the setup section of this application. Now the setup helps you to put in some basic information of your business, right? So here we have the business name, and with our business name right here, I'll just change it so that you see how the effect works. All about clothing. That's the name of, okay, let me make it caps. I wasn't looking up. All about clothing. All about clothing. So right, click enter. So this is the name of my business. To see the effect, you go back to our dashboard. Click on it so you can see all about clothing is already here. So all you need to do is just to type in your business name and to update and reflect right on the dashboard. So we have our different table here. These are all Excel tables. We have the expense type here. You set up the expenses that are relevant to your business, the cash transaction, the different type of transaction, cash and credit. Then we have product type based on your business. What are the product categories of your business? So for this sample video we are using clothing, and this business is into different type of lady stuff. We have the tops, the gowns, shoes, bags. So we classified it based on the category of product this business sells. So based on your own business, you categorize yours, right? So that's basically all you need to know here in the setup section. All you need to know here in the setup section. And one thing you have to know is that if none of this is relevant to you, you can edit it, right? If they are not, you can just click and delete. And to delete it is just to select. When you select, because these are all in table, you can do that for this section, this expense type, but this transaction type, there's nothing to delete. So you just leave the cash credit, right? Then here you fill in your product type. So let's say you want to delete an expense type, or if you want to edit it, just for you to click on it and just type in the edit by typing in what is relevant, the expense type that is relevant to your business, right? So let me say we want to delete this. All you need to do is select, right click on it, then you say delete, right? You see the delete table rows and it will delete, right? So that's it. I'm not ready to delete anything right here. Maybe after the whole lesson, I will not come. I'll show you how you can delete. So that's all you need to know about the setup. So let's go back to our dashboard. And one thing you will know is that for each of the section, like in the say, you can easily navigate to other section without going back to your dashboard. I can go to the income, I can go to the expense section, I can also go to the report section. I don't necessarily need to go back to the dashboard to navigate into those areas. So it's quite easy, right? So let's just go back to the dashboard. You click, and here we are in dashboard. Let's look at the sales and income section. I click on it. Wow, we are here. This the sales, where we record our sales, where we record our sales. You can see for you, for the copy that you downloaded, the one for your business, you see that there is nothing, no data in here. So you start entering from row 4. But for this sample copy, we already have data in here, right? So we have our date column, we have the invoice number column, we have our customer details, the description of the product, and that's detailed description because our product category just categorize the product based on what the business is into. So when the buyer buys, you describe what the buyer is buying, detailed description. Then the transaction type, is it cash? If it's only cash, just select cash here, right? Then the products category. So the cash you're seeing here is based on what we inputted in our setup. So you can see cash, credit, and cash. So if it's a credit transaction, you select credit. If it's cash transaction, you select cash, right? So the same thing on our product category is based on what we inputted on our setup page. As you can see, everything. So whatever I edit there, I input there, it updates itself here, just as I mentioned earlier. Then our amount. For the purpose of this lesson, this amount are just randomly inputted. They may not be real amount for each of those products, just to say that. So I'll just show you how to enter new transaction in a table. All you need to do is just to go to the role where you want to enter the transaction. Let's say we'll have a transaction for 7th of April. 7th April 2020. Then use your tab key or cash transaction. So I have my receipt 006. Right, it's a cash customer. I would like to mention something here now. Why are my customer details? There's no customer that is called that his name is cash customer, but there are customers that come once and they just come by and go. Yeah, we use the word one of customers. They come once and they go. So that's why instead of you writing names of everybody, no, just those kind of customers are customers. You just say cash customers. Now, you profile customers that maybe you have long-standing relationship with, that do both. They've been with you for a long time. They buy in credit, they buy in cash at times. So you profile them in order to keep track of what the transaction you've been doing with them, to know what they've paid for and what is the balance remaining. But there are customers that they just come by and go. You don't have a long-standing relationship with them, so you can just name those ones cash customers, right? So let's move ahead. I can describe it. Let me just say a pair of shoe. A pair of shoe. Pair of shoe. Right. So it's a cash transaction. I will just select cash. Right. So what's the group? Ladies shoe. That's its shoes. So ladies shoes. Okay, let me use 2,500, 2,500. All right, so immediately I can use my tab key. Oh, okay. When I'm done, when I'm here at the last column, I just click enter. All right. Okay, so that's how you enter new transaction in a table, right? So you can use your tab key. It takes you to the next row, right? Let me say I'm here. I'll just click on this and it take me to the next row. So I think using your tab key is much better. It will take you to the next row in the table. So that's how you enter transaction in a table, right? So let's go to the expense. There's no need of us going to the dashboard. As I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, for each of the section, you can easily navigate to other section. No need going back to the dashboard. So we'll go back to, we'll be going to the expense section right now. Right, so we are here, the expense transactions. So you enter the expenses from row 4 for the business copy you have. For this sample copy, we already have transaction in here. So it's just the same. This is also a table. So just what we saw when we inputted our transaction in the income section, it's just the same that applies here. We have our date column, we have supplier stroke vendor details. Just as we have cash customer, you can see we have cash vendor here. So like people you buy from and once or for all, but there are long-standing vendors. Let's say like now we have James, maybe he's always coming to fix our generator, you understand? So you just profile him because maybe sometimes he does it and you've not paid him. Okay, you just keep details of those transactions to know how much you've paid and how much you're yet to pay, or how much you pay of transaction thus far have you done with this vendor based on the long-standing relationship you have with such person. So here you give detailed description of the expense. Then you select the transaction type. Is it cash or is it a credit? Then here the expense, just as we inputted in our setup, you see all the expense. What expense category is that particular expense you're spending on? Then the amount, just as I mentioned earlier, we just randomly put the figures here. So that's how we can work right on this expense section. The same thing, you can also input new expense transaction, just as I showed you in the income. Is still the same process, right? So I believe we are getting along this process. Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Please don't hesitate. I may not have covered everything, but I will respond to any questions that you like me to explain more on. Right. So let's just go to the report section. You can go back to the dashboard and you get to the report section, or you click on the report section on that expense or any of the section we are. So let me go to the report section. Now, coming to the report section, this is the report dashboard. It brings you to the report dashboard. And in the report dashboard, we have the different reports. We have income reports, we have the expense report, and we have the profit report. So when you click here, you generate your income report. So we'll click here, it takes you, wow, this is it. This beautiful, this awesome, right? So you see that all we've been doing, automatically it's updating itself. We don't need to come and start breaking our head of how do I prepare report for the year, you understand? Instantly, your report is, as you're inputting from the setup, everything is updating itself, right? So at the end, this is the output of what you have done. So like in our reports here, we have today's dates. One thing you should know is that this report is automated. There is nothing for you to fill. You can't even select anything or edit anything. The only input cell for the user is this year. So the only thing you can change is here. Let's say you have inputted transaction for over more than a year and you want to generate transaction for one particular year. All you need to do is to come here and change the year. That's the only user input you have on this section, the income report and even other report section. So we have our today's date. It automatically updates. So today is 13th of April 2020. So you have today's date right in here. So we have our year. So this is the only area you can edit. This is the only area you can edit. We'll edit it and you see the effect. So we have our date, January to December. This is 12 months, 12 months report. So you can compare one month to another. to know how well your business is faring. So this is the credit sales. What the credit sales you make on a monthly basis will be updated here. The cash sales, then credit sales over here, then the total income, because every sale transaction is an income, whether cash or credit is still an income. So this is your total income. So this graph gives you a graphical representation of what is here. Cash sales, you can see January, February. You can see in March we made a whole lot. Then April, then credit sale. You can see where we are, the credit sale, right? So that's how this work. There's nothing much to do here. All you need to do, let me say I want to check for 2019, though I have no transaction in 2019, but see how it was immediately. Because there is no transaction, you see, nothing is inputted here. So I'll just take it back to 2020. All my transactions are for 2020, right? That's it. So let's go back to reports and to look at the expense report. The same thing too for the expense report. It's just the same thing. We have the date, cash expense, credit expense, the total expense. Your dates, it automatically updates itself. So this is the only user input, just as I mentioned earlier. So we'll go and look at the profitability reports. Think, wow, so this is still the same process, still the same thing. So here we know whether we are making profit or loss. We know whether we're making profit. January, February, March, I think there's an increase. We're still in April. So you can easily make decision by a glance. Looking at this, how is the business faring? You can just make decision at a glance. So I believe I've done justice to this, right? I've done justice to this. But if you have any question of finding difficult to work on this application, the Excel-based application, that's the income expense tracker, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll be glad to be of help, right? Once again, please send in your feedback. It will do us great good. Your feedback on this application. It's a template, but I call it Excel-based application. So your feedback will do us great good, right? And don't forget to click on the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, click the notification, do that bell thing so that you can get subsequent videos on our lessons, right? So I believe this has really added value to you. If it has, share it with others and also send your feedback. Thank you and hope to see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.